Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Google. They split next week, so I got some information coming out about that. But they've actually been down here in the last couple months. It was in the 28s back in August, ran up to 29. It was 3,000 at some point. Not sure where that was. Maybe back in January. I'm guessing. Not finding it here. We'll come across some information that goes over that, but they're down not a whole lot, down over 3% in the last year. But when you have a price this high, that is quite a bit. So down over 11, almost 12% in the last 3 months. It's actually in the green here in the past month, up 1.3%. Here in the past week, this would have been the time to get into it. I bought some in the $2,100 range. And so back on the 5th on Tuesday, that's quite a run-up for the week. That would have been a heck of an option. Over here today, it's up 0.5%, so not too bad. But if you don't know what Google is, feel free to read that. You're probably watching, well, you are watching this on YouTube, but that's part of Google, so feel free to pause and go over that. Founded in 2015 with a $1.58 trillion market cap, a high today of $2,393.70 and a low of $2,338.03. 52-week high of $3,030.93 and a low of $2,037. So almost $1,000 difference in there. That's quite a range. Not a whole lot of volume on this one, probably because of the price, so not a lot of people can afford this one. I'm sure this will be who knows what the volume will be next week after it splits, so that will be very interesting to see. So, but always great ratings on this one, a 96% buy rating, and next earnings is on July 26th, so this month's going to be a real interesting month for Google. So I did have some partial shares here on Robinhood. You can see where I bought that one 2 years ago. 1,363, 2,200, 2,200, and I was trying to transfer these, and then they sold the partial shares instead. So, but oh well, made a little bit of money there, but still rather kept it. Alphabet stock split. Watch this level, and as you can see, this just came out 9 hours ago. So our stock split's still relevant in the age of fractional shares. Google parent company Alphabet, Google long-awaited stock split is expected to take effect on Friday, July 15th. So still got a week. I was thinking Monday for some reason, but it's next Friday, so next week should be interesting for Google. While stock split announcements tend to receive more attention than the deed itself, the co-portfolio manager said investors will want to keep a close eye on Alphabet into the split. I think there's going to be some enthusiasm and some excitement and some buyers coming into the stock in a big way, and might drive the stock up towards 2,300 to 2,400. So it looks like that's already happening. And then it could drop off after the split, so it's hard to say what's going to happen with this one, but this is a long-term hold for me. You saw what I did there on Robinhood. I have some partial shares in a Schwab account as well, so, and those are still sitting there. So the stock, actually, Alphabet, has come down and retested their lows about 4 to 5 times, not as many as Amazon. Let's call it around 2,000 to the 2,075 level. And so like the fact that buyers are picking up the stock when it comes back down. So, and hopefully it doesn't run up that much, because I've been waiting for this one to split so I can buy some shares of it. So depending, of course, what the price does. So Alphabet stock splits next week. Should investors buy now? And this is just dated here today, this morning. So buying Alphabet stock before the split may provide some pre-split gains. The lower post-split share price may attract additional shareholders, increasing demand and driving up the price. for a stock with so much potential, it doesn't really matter when you buy. So, and that's a very good point in itself. So if you're in it for the long run, of course you want to buy at the lows, but if you're holding it for the long run, you're going to do well over time. There are two schools of thoughts regarding stock splits. Which one is right? So there's two. The A and the C shares turns heads back in February when it announced a 20-for-1 stock split. So if it's $2,000 on that day, or close at the end of that day, it'll be $100 per share. So cool thing. So just the second in the company's storied history, and the first time the company has pared its share size in 8 years. The stock has been dragged lower by ongoing bear market, losing as much as 30% of its value since the highs reached late last year. Over the past several days, however, investors have snapping up shares near the 52-week lows in advance of the stock split, which is scheduled to take effect after the market close on Friday, July 15th. So, and this could be the chance to purchase. So let's see here. So again, on July 15th. And right here is a chart going over Google. You can see all of the volatility in the last month was at 23.50 or almost, and dropped down about $200, went up to 22, back down, and had a nice run up. And so it's just been kind of volatile, but it's still down. It's better than what it was at $3,000. So arguments to buy pre-split. The most often cited reason to buy shares before a stock split is the potential that investors will bid up the price in advance of the split. History shows that there may be something to that argument, as investor psychology has provided splitting stocks with surprising momentum in the days and weeks heading into the split. Indeed, so far this week, Alphabet stock is up more than 5%. While that could be the result of investors bidding up shares ahead of the stock split and increasingly volatile market, it's equally likely that it fits and spurts are the result of a normal market and movements. In fact, Alphabet stock is still down roughly 21% so far this year, which might be reason enough for investors to buy shares, which would in turn drive the stock higher. So again, if you're in it for the long run, it depends who you ask. It doesn't matter what you pay for it if you're in it for the long run, but this is going to be a long-term hold for me, so just until I need the money. So, but reasons to wait until after the split. So, especially if you don't have $2,300, but you still can buy fractional shares. The new lower price post-split may attract some buyers who were unwilling or unable to buy Alphabet stock. With its share price hovering around $2,300, indeed, after the split, the stock price will be closer to $115. So it'll be pretty close to Amazon. Amazon's up a little bit today, making it much more affordable to those with limited funds. Many brokers offer investors the option to purchase fractional shares like M1 Finance, and you can get partial shares on Schwab or even Robinhood, so which affords the opportunity to own the stock even if you can't afford a full share. While the share price will be lower in its price post-split, it won't actually be any cheaper. Sure, the stock may cost less, but it also represents a smaller ownership percentage of the company. For example, the earnings per share reported each quarter will be divided by 20 post-split, commensurate with a change in the number of shares. So, still, the new lower price may attract more individual investors. If so, the resulting price bump won't happen until the stock split is complete, which suggests investors can benefit by waiting. So, it's up to you. I talked to a guy a couple weeks ago who bought like 10 shares, and wanted to get it in pre-split. I can't remember what the price was, but you already see it running up. It was in the 21s, now it's in the 23s, and this is the other one besides GOOGL, so they're both up. They both pretty much mirror one another, but you can see the days range there, so about a $58 swing. The volume, which isn't much, but there's a wide array of businesses that fuel Alphabet's robust financial results, with the first quarter revenue of $685 billion, which grew 23% year over year, while its operating income, which excludes its volatile equity interest, climbed 22%. Pulling back to a broader view, Alphabet stock has rewarded investors with gains of 4,470% since its IPO in 2004. So wow, just amazing. Company is much more mature than it was and debuted 18 years ago, so that's highly unlikely investors will experience gains in excess of 4,000 over the next couple of decades. So that still could have a pretty good return. So I showed you on Robinhood, and it gained $1,000 since I had bought that partial share, so can't complain about that too much. So, but that is Google. If you have shares of Google, go ahead and list that in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is Jay Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.